Hi Flosstube, happy Tuesday. Today is February 7th, 2023. Thank you for spending some time with me today or this week or next month or whenever you happen to stumble across this video. This is my Flosstube channel, so it's all about cross stitch. A lot of other people do other crafts, but I mostly only do cross stitch, so that's what you'll see. I hope everyone is doing well. We've been doing good. Winter is here. We didn't have any snowy weather since I talked to you last, but we had some extreme cold. It got down last weekend, Friday night and Saturday. We were on that cold front that went through, and here it was -19 with the wind chill feels like -45. We stayed inside. We had ice on the inside of the windows. We have a humidity problem in our house. Most people need a regular humidifier. We need dehumidifiers because our house is very tight. So that's good in cold weather, but we had ice on the inside of the window. Doesn't happen often. So I do not have very much to show you today. I've been very busy. I just can't show you what I've been doing. So I have a little talking to do first, but it is all craft related. It's all stitching related. Just noticing that I'm a little crooked on this camera, so I don't think I can fix it. We'll see. I'll fix it while we talk. So finishing wise, that's better. I have done a little finishing. I finished a set of ornaments for Audrey, Stitchy Witch 42. They already have made their way back to Oregon. So she showed them on Instagram, and I'm sure she'll show them on her next Flosstube. So those are out of here. Then I did a little model stitching and finishing for Barbie, Pedal Pusher, to get ready for market. Those are currently in the mail, on their way back to her. Can't show you those either. So I only have 2 things to show you today. One of the other reasons I don't have as much done, everything around here is happening all at once. My husband just accepted a new job. He actually started yesterday. It's fully remote. He's been fully remote since COVID and everything shut down. So it's fully remote. He's a contract worker, except this is a regular, like you work for an employee kind of job. So what that meant was he really needed the office to just be an office. We'd been sharing that space as the Crawfice for like 4 years, I don't know, a long time. He needed it to be an office so that he could set up 2 workstations, like his regular home computer and then a dedicated work space. So I got the boot. Luckily, we have another space that I can go. I know we're very fortunate in that. We have a big room above our garage. It's basically our living room. My son was 2 when we moved in, so we always called it the playroom. So even though he's 13, it's still the playroom. So I'm now in the playroom. So the playroom is now the cray room. I'm not sure. Nothing really fits. So I'm moving in there, and everything is in a state of disrepair. So I'm organizing that. Then on top of that, we, got information and made decisions and all that last year to get some work done on our bathroom this year. We need some new ventilation put in, again, for the humidity. And we're having the shower replaced because the lip on the shower is like this big and that stupid curtain never stays in, and it's water, it's a mess. That started Monday too. So this past weekend was move everything out of the office, start to go through things. I took a giant load to Goodwill yesterday. I filled a whole bin just by myself. John had already taken a load, and empty out the bathroom because we need to be fully out of it. And it's our master bathroom. So we're now sharing my son's bathroom, which is a much smaller bathroom, and it has very little countertop and storage and all that. So I have one of those like little buckets like when you were in college in a closet that I just take out with me, and it's gonna be like 6 weeks. We might be able to get in the shower before then we're getting a door this time instead of a curtain, and he said that they couldn't order the door until the shower was done, so they know the dimensions. So we may just have a curtain on the shower and then when the door comes in. But for the foreseeable future, that's what's going on around here. Craft space wise, I'm organizing, I'm going through, and I have one word of warning. You know how we all pick things up and we're like, oh, I could finish on that. Oh, ooh, that'd be good. Yeah, they build up. Go through them. Don't wait until you get kicked out of the office. And then you're like, I have way too much stuff. I have way too much stuff. So that's what I've been going through. So now I'll show you what little tiny bit of stitching I do have. I have no FFOs, I have no FOs, I have 2 whips. The first one is, my needle's on there, hold on. It's the Hands-On Design Beach Please chart. I had sewn this in my last video and said that I was going to stitch these on perforated paper. Kathy Haberman finished them in like a shadow box up here, finished on perforated paper, and then she has a tutorial on how to like mount them with some dimension. But I wanted to stitch these little guys for that tree that I got from Hirschner's, the metal tree. And I picked up these wooden like little pennants or banners, and I've started painting, and then everything got moved. So this is the color I'm going to paint. I think 4 of them this color, and then the other 4 I'm gonna see, and I might do white, and I will paint the backs and the sides better, right? But like I said, I got one coat on and then everything went. So I'm painting those in the Folk Art chalk paint, and this one is patina. Where does it say? I think it's right there, patina. So that's what I'm using for these. These were by Pearl and Pine on Etsy, which I will link below. It's pearl, like knit pearl, and it's pearl and pine, all one word if you're searching for it, but I'll put the link below so you can just click. This is a 2.5 inch. They sell them in a whole bunch of sizes. This one's 2.5. So here's what I have. I have 4 of them all done. So what I ended up doing, I used a white 14 count perforated paper, 3 strands of floss to be nice and full, and then I filled in the background. And what I ended up doing was one of the colors it called for, it's a light brown, 840. Oh, here it is. I'm like, you'd think I'd be more organized with my 2 projects. 840. 842. I think I used 842. Yes. 842 is a called for brown, but it wasn't used on any of these that I chose except right here on the Pelican. So I just used the darker brown so that then I could use the 842 to fill in to kind of give it a sandish look. So if I do, when I pick which other 4 I'm gonna do, there's a couple, like the sandcastle, the inside of the sandcastle is that brown, so that wouldn't work. But I think I'm going to do the wave, the whale, definitely. Maybe the seashell to bring in a little more red, and I think this anchor, I'm not sure. I'm gonna do 4 more. So I cut a piece of perforated paper, I counted and cut it big enough to fit 4. Because it's a little easier to hold, right? These are 17 by 17, so when you're holding this tiny little piece of paper, it's hard. So I thought, well, if I cut them big enough to do 4, then it will be a little easier. I worked on these at tennis. They're great for bad lighting. And then my son had a math meet that we went to, so I worked on them there too. And I know you can't really see through this, but just to give you a bit of a, so that will go right on there. Centered, but I'm holding it so you can see. So those 4 are done. I have 4 more to go, and I have tennis today, so I might get cracking on the other 4 today. I'm really hoping she puts out some more seasons of these because they're gonna look really great on that tree. So that's whip number 1. Usually, this is some indication. Usually when I bring my stuff down, I have it in the laundry basket. I only have this little one today, which I unburied when I was cleaning out junk in my craft room. I don't even know where it came from. The other piece I've been working on, and I've been working on it pretty steady, is out of this book. This is the Cross Stitch Christmas Handmade Memories. This is the book. It's by Craftways from 2013. That is very difficult to find. I always feel bad when I show this piece. So this is the piece that I called Woodland Christmas for years, but it turns out it's actually called Evergreen Sampler. And it's this piece right here. This is by Karen Kluba of Rosewood Manor. Unfortunately, this is the only place you can get this chart. I reached out to her last year, I think, when I restarted it, maybe the year before. She doesn't have this anymore. A lot of the elements in this are very similar to Anaphora Screw. So you could take the Anaphora Screw chart and kind of square it and pick your favorites. But this book is hard to find. It's like $130 on Amazon. It never shows up, or it's not showing up currently on eBay. But if you look at the past sales on eBay, it has shown up $20, $25. And that was at like Christmas time. So it's out there. Don't overpay for this book. Some other people have found it also if you want to check through their library, through the interlibrary loan. So I was going to take it off the Q-snap and show you all of it, but I'm almost done. So I kind of thought that would be a nice reveal for next time because I'll be done by then. Because like this is all I have left. The fox goes here. I'm saving him for last. There's another tree up, this tree, and a deer, like a stag. And then a whole bunch more of these little, are there even any on here? The little over ones. I think I counted and there's 7 more little over one birds, a couple ladybugs. There's 7 total. So this will be done. I'll show it to you again. So right, I'm on that tree. So just this stuff right here, and it will be done. I'm stitching that on 25 count Wedgwood Lugana. Mine is gonna be big because it's on 25 count, but the animals are over 1. And this 25 count was the first even weave that I tried that I could actually do. Now, because I'm used to it more, I can do a 28 or a 32 as long as some of the hand-dyeds, like I've said, I have a hard time if they're tight. But at that time, 25 was what I was stitching on. So I stitched it on 25. Mine will be, I will need a 16 by 16 frame. It's just around 14 by 14 on the 25 count. So that's my stitching, and here's the floss I took out of that bag. So that's what I've been working on, and I'm gonna keep working on Woodland Christmas until it's done. I did put out that stand-up tutorial for those of you that were looking for that. That is out. I had quite a few questions about what I used for fabric and floss on the Kris Kringle chart from Prairie Schooler. I added all that information to the description box. The fabric is easily something you can easily get. The floss was limited edition from Color and Cotton, so. But just pick your favorite, like pick a nice blue and a nice green. It doesn't have to be those specific ones. So I want to talk about kind of some upcoming plans. Seems I didn't have much current things to talk about. But first I want to show you a piece of fabric. This is a piece of Mystic Fabrics Fabric of the Month. It's the January fabric. So if you haven't, oh sorry, this is a February fabric. So if you haven't gotten it and you don't want to see it, just look away for a second. It's really, really pretty. It's called Tundra. And it's probably not, ooh, it actually shows up pretty good. I didn't know with these colors how it would go. So I just wanted to talk to you real quick, I've put that down, about Mystic Fabrics Fabric of the Month. because I've had a lot of people kind of ask questions. So she has, it's Misty of Mystic Fabrics. She has a regular fabric of the month, which is a neutrals. This year she's doing neutrals, which is what this one was. So that one, if you go to her website, there's a sign up, and that's the one where she will send an invoice out every month. Like, you're signed up, she'll send an invoice, you pay the invoice, you get the fabric. Then she also has what she's calling her color of the month. So on her website, and I know it looks a little different on a phone. So on her website, if you click on, the little drop down, fabric and color of the month. So this is all the information on how to sign up for the fabric of the month. And then she's doing what she's calling a color of the month, where she is going to dye a certain color. She's doing like test dyes, so she can show you, right? Here it is on Ada. Here it is on linen. There it would be on Lugana. I think that one's Lugana. She has a test dye so that you can see what it will look like on every one. And she said these are kind of more colors that she's had requests for that might have been an older fabric of the month that might be a little brighter. She might do some neons and some bright colors. So what she's doing with these is she's putting it out there, and it's a pre-order. So you see the color, it's not a mystery, and then you can choose what kind of fabric and what size you want, and it's like a pre-order. And then she's having it open for a limited time. This one's open till February 15th. And then that color goes away. She starts dyeing all the pieces that were ordered. So if you're interested in trying a different fabric, hers is really nice. I've stitched on a piece of her Ada, and I've been getting her Luganas because I'm trying to I have a ton of Ada. And now that I'm stitching on Lugana, I'm trying to build up my Lugana. And I love stitching on both. I like how the colors blend a little softer on the Lugana. So just want to throw that out there. I will link her website below as well. Also, I'm getting ready. So now this is plans. I never talk about plans. So plans, I'm getting ready for the Strawberry Faire sale. So we've been talking about this chart for a while, and it's almost time. A week from today, I will be starting Strawberry Faire by October House Fiber Arts. This is the stitch along that I'm putting on with Carla at Cobweb Corner. I am going to stitch mine. I decided on the Picture This Plus Murmur, which is this creamy pinkish. This is a 14 count Ada. I got that on 123, and it's just a little, one of those little baby cuts, and honestly I could stitch it twice on here. So that's what I'm going to stitch mine on. I'm using 3 Classic Colorworks, and the rest are DMC. Carla has everything in stock. So if you're like, oh, I wanted to join that and I forgot to order my stuff, everything is currently in stock. If you go over to Carla's website and you add your stuff to the cart, use the code STRAWBERRY at checkout to get an additional 10% off her prices, which are already discounted. So that is starting February 14th. Carla does leave for vacation the end of this week on the 10th. So if you were thinking, and this is kind of game time decision for you, hop on over there quick and she'll definitely get that out for you before she leaves, if you place your order before she leaves. So that is that. That one will start. I also want to kit up and start blooming Tiny Town so that I'm a little ahead for spring. So that one is on my to-do as soon as I can find my stuff. The other new start I have is a big one. I've wanted to start this for a couple years. I had it all ready to go last year and thought, ooh, I really want to finish up some of my other big projects, or I'll have too many big projects. Well, I finished some of those big projects, right? I finished Cardinal Points. I'm almost finished Woodland Christmas. I did start Live On Not So Little from Plum Street, but we're just not going to count that one. I'm going to start Snow Queen because I want to. So this is Snow Queen by Mirabilia. This will be my first big Mira. I've done one of the witches, the Bewitching Pixies. I've done 4 of the reindeer. And I did a little small one from a magazine. But this is my first like giant Mira. I've wanted to do this ever since I saw Julie of Kansas City Girl in a Colorado World working on hers. She's had it done for like a year and a half. So I had fabric picked, and then because I didn't start it, I changed my mind. I had a piece of Picture This Plus picked out, but it was very much like a solid color. And it was beautiful, and I'll use it for other things. I wanted this to be on something with a few more colors in it. So I ordered a piece of fabric from Fabrics by Stephanie, and I'm like, all right, if that comes in and it's good, that's what I'm gonna use. And it came in and it's good, so that's what I'm gonna use. It's called Rhiannon, and I got a 28 count. I had to get a half yard because this one's just big enough. Even on a 16 count, you'd need a half yard. It is, to have a 3-inch border, which on this one I would like. 294 by 243. So on a 16 count or a 32, it's 18.3 by 15.1. So that would give you really tight margins, especially on a dyed fabric. And I don't want the beads to be crowded. And I found on my 16 count for my reindeer that my beads are a little crowded. So I didn't want my beads to be crowded. So I went with a 28. This piece of fabric is really pretty. It's huge. This is the greener side, which doesn't look as green on camera. This is the pinker side, which I like better. So I just need to do a lot of laying out and counting pins and figure exactly where I want her, because I've got plenty of fabric. So I need to figure out like where exactly do I want to start her to get the pieces of the fabric that I want. So that's in my future. Dawn Marie and Anna of DM's Crafty Vortex are doing hashtag Fancy Lady February. Anna started, actually she started Raven, the Bewitching Pixie, and Dawn Marie is doing 4 or 5 different ones, and she's giving them all a week. So I was planning on starting in with them at the beginning of February, but didn't happen. My birthday is next week. I wasn't planning a birthday start. She might be her birthday start, so that's in my plans. And then you guys will see me work on her for quite some time because she's gonna take a while. So those are kind of what I'm gonna be getting up to. The last thing is giveaways. I'm just gonna mention again, I know people have had a hard time still with the spammers. I've noticed a couple of comments on mine, you know, where people are like, hey, how's the weather where you are? Just report them, ignore them, delete them, whatever you can do. I'm trying to go through when I see them and do that. I haven't had a problem yet with the ones trying to get people to say they want a giveaway and to log onto some app. When people win a giveaway, what I have been doing is commenting on comments. I think I'm gonna have to stop that because that's confusing to people. So I did do that for today, but from now on, I'll just announce in my videos. So that's what we're gonna do. And when I commented, I would say like specific, you won this specific chart, and I give my email so that people can reach out that way. So I wouldn't have you guys do it through some app. I'm not technologically advanced enough to figure that out. Let's be honest. So we have we have 2 last calls. Janet S, last call for this one. And then Lori Irons, last call for Big Hearted Tiny Town. Lori, you commented and said you messaged me. I did not get it. If you don't hear from me in like a day or 2 after you've sent me an email about winning a giveaway, reach out again. And you can also reach out through Instagram if that's easier. That's listed down below as well. It's eastcoast.crafter. So I didn't get your email. So those were the last ones. This week, those were the last calls. Last week's giveaways. Confused. These giveaways were all generously donated by Carla at Cobweb Corner. She's doing pre-orders for Market. She has information on her Flosstube She posted a video kind of walking people through how she's doing it. This is the first time she's done pre-orders. So if you're interested in that or just seeing what else she's up to, go over to her Flosstube channel. She also just got a giant box of Mirabilia charts and bead packs in, and I drooled over all of them when she showed them. So thank you, Carla. I don't think I've mentioned it yet. I'm going to market to help Barbie again with Pedal Pusher, and Carla's going to market. And we're very excited to both be in market, so we finally can meet each other in person. So we're excited about that. So last video, number 1 was Stitch Some Happy. This is going to Lisa Bobin. And number 2, Hoop There It Is Gwen Lewis. Gwen, I've already talked with you, so I'll get that in the mail. So for this week, we have 2 giveaways. You need to be 18, so you can legally give me your address. Please don't say giveaway or win or any of that. We think that might be what's attracting the spammers. And I'd appreciate it if you're a subscriber to my channel. Go subscribe to Carla's as well. So we have 2, so use the number 1 and number 2, just numerical. Number 1 is Life Lessons Puddles. And it says, when life gives you rainy days, wear cute boots and jump in the puddles. This is from Sister Lou Stitches, which is a newer designer. And Carla's carrying several of her charts. And these are cute because if you didn't want to do the whole thing, which is, it doesn't have a stitch count, but it has a size. So on a 14 count, it's 12.15 by 12.15. You could just do, this would be an adorable stand-up, or just this little frog, right, on the turtle. You could do little parts of it. So this is number 1. And then number 2, thinking spring, is Festive Little Fobs Spring Edition. These charts are adorable, and they would be great if you found something, you know how we did the turkey tea light holders and the reindeer tea light holders? If you found something springish, a lot of these Festive Little Fobs charts have like little elements that you could fit on some of those tea lights. So that's another thought about those. That is it. For not having a lot to share, I felt like I talked for a long time. So I should be back around 2 weeks. If they're here working on the bathroom on my Tuesday, who knows? If you don't hear from me, they're probably working on my bathroom. If I know I'm gonna have to skip a week, I'll throw something on the community tab just to let people know, but it's kind of hit or miss. Like I said, they were here yesterday, and then now they're not coming until Thursday. But I have a feeling once they're kind of up and running, it will be a stretch of busyness and then a stretch of waiting for things like the tile. We're having a tiled shower put in, waiting on the tile and all that. So we'll see. Like I said, we've been using my son's bathroom. His bathroom has no storage. There's the counter is tiny. There's one of those things over the toilet. That's it. In his shower, I'd never used his shower before. We've lived here 11 years. His shower is really narrow. I told my husband I shower in the morning, he showers at night. So yesterday I showered and I said, ugh, wait till you use that shower. And he's like, oh, it's not that bad. Then after he did, he's like, yeah, that is a little narrow, isn't it? I'm like, uh-huh, it's a little tight. So it is what it is. At least it's a shower and we have another one to use. That's all. I hope everyone's doing well. I can't think of anything I forgot, though I'm sure I will after. And I will talk to you guys when I see you, hopefully in 2 weeks. Bye.